This is A Graceful Watchman. I have a special video for you guys here, especially for all you die-hard Cooper fans out there that are still left in 2018. Anyways, so around May, May, and then past that for a few months, I was traveling the United States. While traveling in the United States, I decided, hey, I really want to see William Cooper's town, Eagar, Arizona, and his gravesite and his former house, and I did it. I went there, and I went to go visit. Now I'll tell you this, it was a great experience. I loved being in Eagar, and I recommend anyone who's an avid Cooper fan, go to Eagar, Arizona. You won't regret it. You really get a feel for the man. Okay, you really get a sense of who he was, a better sense of who he was, how he lived, that all that kind of stuff. It really nice town. I really liked it. It was a very good experience for me. So now in this video, I'm gonna roll in the footage of me being there. I'm gonna roll in the footage of his house, his grave, all that kind of stuff. I'm also, since I encourage you folks to go out there, I am going to show you just exactly how to find his grave and his house. Alright? Now, here's the state of Arizona. William Cooper lived in the state of Arizona. Now, focus around this area. You see where it says Gila National Forest? Cooper lived around there. He lived in the town called Eagar. So meet the state halfway in the middle or halfway down, whichever one you choose, same thing. And he lived over here on this side, on the eastern side of Arizona, in the middle of the state. Alright, so now we zoom in. First thing that shows up is Springerville. Now he lives pretty close to the border, like 15-minute drive from the New Mexico border. My experience, if you're coming from, somewhere like Texas, you're probably going to go through Roswell, which that's a town by itself. I would recommend just taking that, visiting there. It's a cool little town. A lot of history. Not a lot of history, but there's odd history. I'll tell you that. Anyway, so my experience is I drove through New Mexico on the kind of the back roads, not the interstate, and that's coming from Texas. If you're coming from California, you're probably going to get on I-40 and then get off somewhere by Winslow or Hallbrook, around there. And then you'll probably end up going through Show Low. That's what I did. I went through Show Low, and I ended up going through the Apache Reservation to get to Springerville / Eagar, same thing. Now, while I'm here on the map, I want to go to satellite view real quick, and I wanted to show you guys, and I wanted to point out this fact right here. Before I go into the detail of how to find the cemetery and all that, I just wanted to show this. So you'll notice when Cooper, in some of the broadcasts, people will call in and be like, we're having this meeting in Arizona, and then the caller goes, Arizona? Isn't that just a desert? And Cooper goes, no, it's not just a desert. There's mountains, there's forests, there's desert, there's every climate you can imagine in the state of Arizona. That's very true. My experience traveling through Arizona, I've been to Phoenix, I've been to Flagstaff, by Sedona, Tucson I've been to Quartzsite, been through Yuma, been all over the state. It's a very diverse state. Cooper was spot on when he said that. Now, it actually snows in this part too. Alright, which I'm a northerner. I love the snow. Alright, can't get that out of me. Now, you'll see, you zoom in, you'll see Springerville. So I wanted to point out too, I don't know why that keeps popping up, but I don't like it. Oh, and then this is actually the thing I wanted to point out. So if you see here on the map, there's a Coquino National Forest, and that goes to about, kind of starts in Flagstaff, but it starts more over here to the west of Flagstaff, and then it goes down just north of Phoenix, and then it'll go all the way down, and it pretty much crosses the Arizona state line with New Mexico, and then it creates the Gila National Forest. And Coquina National Forest is very popular. Flagstaff is a very travel-y, destination for people. It's right on I-40, historic Route 66, all that. So Cooper kind of lived in the middle of this. Cooper, the eager side of Arizona, or the eager side of the Round Valley, I should say, is a lot more kind of in the forest, I should say. And then Springerville, now this might look like desert, but I wouldn't call it desert. I would call it prairie or grassland. And that's what this is. This gray. I wouldn't call it, like I said, desert, because technically it doesn't fall under the category of the desert. Now, I am from the East Coast, and a lot of people from the East Coast, if they traveled through here, they would probably say, yeah, that's a desert. It's not technically a desert. It's more like grasslands. You kind of have a Midwestern feeling around here when you're in Springerville, and St. John's, to an extent, Sholo too. Definitely Snowflake. I don't think I actually went to St. John's, but anyways. So I just wanted to point that out. And there's a lot, I'll tell you this. Watch out, especially at night if you're traveling through here of the Apache Reservation. There's a lot of elk and a lot of deer. Alright? I almost hit 2 that were just standing in the middle of the road in the dead of night. And it would have totaled my car, so thank God that I had the reflexes to swerve out of the way. I'll give you guys that warning right there. So, onto the video of how exactly to find William Cooper Cemetery now. Okay. Alrighty, 7 minutes in. Alright. So, here's Eager. William Cooper obviously lived in Eager. Here's Springerville. It's pretty much the same town. In all intents and purposes. Pretty much the same place. Now, zoom in. Here's Springerville. Now, the cemetery is on the Springerville side of the Round Valley. Alright? Right there. Now, I'm going to bring up the map real quick. Well, it's actually called the Springerville Cemetery. Okay, that's the name of the cemetery. It's the Springerville Cemetery. Now, if you notice, it went to Butler Cemetery. I went up there. And do not go to this cemetery. It will save you, I don't know, I spent an hour or 2 up there. Yeah. It wasn't pleasant, and it was in the mountains, and I did some crazy stuff to try and find the cemetery, which it was not there, and I wish someone told me this, and I wish there was a video like this out there, so that I'm making a video for you guys. Don't go there. Alright, I went there, don't go there. Now, if you notice, not only does it not appear when you type in Springerville Cemetery on Google Maps, same with the phone version, okay? It's not just because I'm on a desktop, so I don't know why someone would say that, but don't say that. Yeah, the cemetery does not show up on the map. So here I am. I'm going to help you find it. So the cemetery is in the Springerville side of Eager, or of the Round Valley. Now you want to look for a street called Mojave Street. Okay, there it is, right there. You'll notice it because there's a church. There's a blue church somewhere around this area. Alright, and I passed it getting there. Right here. Now let me turn on the satellite. Right here, if you notice this baseball field, that's the park. Okay. So you need to come up East Mojave Street. Here's the way, kind of, if you notice right here. And I get this little thing. Okay. I can't go to Street View without stopping the recording. So we won't do that. But here's Mojave. So you want to pretty much go up here, and there's a little there's a little road right here. So here's the park, right? And this is kind of a back road-ish road. But here's the park. There's actually some nice like facilities. There's some bathrooms here and stuff. So that's the park. You want to go to the park. You'll know it when you see this big lot right here. This is the parking lot. It's all gravel. There's this dirt road right here. I can't remember if East Mojave is a dirt road. I might be. I can't remember because, like I said, I was there in May. I actually took the video that you'll see rolling in through the background. May 30th. Okay. And obviously it's August right now. So, yeah, I know I'm a little bit overdue. Part of it is I was traveling. Another part of it is I don't want to upload videos of me being in that location because that's obviously not smart. And a part of it is just life got in the way. So, that's that. So, once you get this parking lot, you want to go up this dirt road right here. You'll know it's not that far. You know, Google Maps probably makes it out to be more far. It'll, you know, a minute or two drive. So you go up that dirt road, and remember, this is in the heart of the town. Okay, so it's pretty much on the Springerville line, but it's on the Springerville side of the Round Valley. So you'll notice this. I don't really know what it is. It's like a silo or whatever. So you'll notice that. You keep going. This is right here. If you see this, this is a gate to the cemetery right here. And you'll notice in the video, I'm most likely going to roll through around this point. This is a gate to the cemetery. So once you get through the gate, you want to keep going. Just go pretty much straight through the gate. And you'll notice right here, Cooper's grave is about right here. I'll say maybe right here. So you pretty much just go straight and it's on your left. You'll notice it. And most of you have seen the video of like right after he died his burial, so you'll kind of be familiar with it. But of course YouTube videos aren't like, you know, being there in real life, so it's a little bit. And is this what I saw in the video? Yeah, that's what I saw. That's how you find it. Now for the hard part, let me find. Well, you guys can probably find his address online. Just type in right here, William Cooper address. Let's do this fast, because I do not remember it off the top of my head. Let's type in Eager, Arizona. Here we go. Hillcrest Drive. Yeah, that's it. So there's no street number. And I'll roll in the video of I got that probably around this point. I'll roll in the video that I got from driving there. Now, one thing I'll mention about the video is that there was, and you'll notice in the video, you'll see the dog. There was a man and his dog outside. So I didn't want to just get out of the car and just start filming this guy's house. Okay, I hope you guys kind of understand. What was it? Hillcrest Drive? Oh, North Hillcrest Drive. There we go. Yep, and then you can see this is a Google image of it. This is, I believe, this is 2018, but no, I don't believe that. I think these pictures were taken in 2010. From what I remember of being on Street View myself, it was 2010. These Google images were taken, and that's Cooper's house. It doesn't go down there, but I'll show you real quick. North Hillcrest Drive. North. There we go. And there it is, right there. So, it is a paved road. It's a very low maintenance paved road up until you get to the actual part. So, here's Cooper's house. second. Now I'm just confused myself. Well, there's a Google. Okay, so yeah, there's Cooper's house right there, and I believe this is it right here. It's actually on Clearview, I believe. But yep, that's Cooper's house right here. So this hill right here is actually a pretty steep hill. And then this, you'll notice down here on Udall Street, it's actually a fairly it's like a neighborhood, pretty much. So you'll notice in the Doyle Shamley video, and I think a lot of people had this misconception. I had it, the video of Doyle Shamley, like explaining what happened with the deputies and the murder. So you'll think it's out in the country. Now, granted, it's a rural town, small population, but excuse me, it's a small town, small population. But Cooper lived in the heart of the town, real in the heart of the town. Like, there's there's a Central Avenue, and Main Street. Like, you can tell, you know, 2nd Avenue, 3rd Avenue, that kind of stuff. 1st Street, you know, 1st Avenue. There's Main Street right there. So Cooper really lived right in the heart of the town. He did live on a hilltop, so this is a hilltop right here. And that's pretty much his house. I don't really have much more to say. Yeah, I wish I could get out and actually film the house, but you know, a street like this, no one's gonna go up this street unless they actually live there. So first of all, I didn't want to get the cops called on me and deal with the cops. Not that I'm scared of them. I know my rights, but at the same time, just didn't want to deal with it. And plus, that's his house. Like, he was outside working, his dog was outside working. I don't want to cause any problems. Just kind of a sketchy situation. I mean, if someone just walked out and started filming my house, I'd be like, hey, dude, what are you doing, you know? Kind of weird, especially in this kind of like a dead end. No one's going to come up here except this guy up here and, you know, the guy who lives in Cooper's house right now. Now, I will tell you this about the town Eager. Eager in Springerville, it's a really sweet town. Small town America. They do not have a Walmart, so there's no Walmart in the town. There's no Home Depot. There's no Lowe's. Alright. Now what they have is in Springerville they have a general store, which is pretty much like a truck stop, like a pharmacy, and a gun store, all in one. That's pretty much what they have to replace their Walmart, and it's actually a pretty cool store. And that's where I bought the flags for Cooper's grave. I like to support local business and all that. They have a clothing store, which is right on the main drag of Springerville. And then the post office in Springerville is like probably from the 1800s. It's a really old building, really historical, looks really nice, brings a nice flavor to the town. Just looks good. There's a lot of small businesses, a lot of small restaurants in the town. There's like from what I noticed, there's a Safeway in the town. There's a McDonald's, and there's a Sonic. Those are the big sort of, you know, chain stores, restaurants that I noticed that were actually in the Round Valley. Besides that, you know, and maybe besides, you know, like gas stations and stuff, it's mostly just like local business in this town. Obviously you can see there's a Dollar General right there. I didn't remember seeing that, but it's right there on the map. And it's really nice. Really nice town. People were nice, you know. There's a small clothing store in Springerville on the main drag. Just up the street from the post office I talked about. Bought some clothes there. They have a nice selection of clothes and Western attire and all that stuff. I bought some jeans and that kind of stuff. Really nice town. Really nice town. I really enjoyed it. I camped. There's some camping sites out in the town, so If you look on the map, and zoom out for a second. I keep pressing the wrong one. Let's go back to the. I did not want to do that. Apologize for that. Alright. Okay, I have to X that out. Okay. So if you see around Greer, there's some nice camping spots around there if you're traveling in an RV and you want to come here. Then there's also some nice. I did stay. Not this time that I'm actually talking about, because I visited twice, which I might get into that story in a future video. So stay tuned for that. But there's some nice camping spots around Greer, and there's some camping spots around the lake. There's some camping spots up here, kind of in the mountainy areas, but they're nice camping spots. Not too difficult to get to, depending on your rig size. So if you're looking for camping spots, there's some nice free camping spots around here, and that's how I stayed. And it's pretty close to the town. I would recommend, it's like a kind of a rustic lodge in Springerville. It's right around here. I don't know if I remember the name of it because I stayed there years ago, but it was, let me look up, hotel. It was more like a motel, but it was pretty cheap. And was this it? Maybe it was Reed's. Yeah, this was a nice place, to be honest. Nice people, that kind of stuff. Real nice people in this town in general. So if you're looking at a place to stay, it was a nice, simple, motel, rustic style and all. If I correctly remember, it was Reed's. Don't actually quote me on that, but yeah, it was a nice place. I'd recommend anyone check out Springerville, check out Eager, go to his grave. When I went to his grave, I replaced the flags there right in time for Independence Day, because it was May 30th. I'm sorry. Well, yeah, so Independence Day would be a month away. There was the flowers you can see in the video. They were fake flowers. And then I had to pick up some trash and that kind of stuff around his house. Not around his house, around his grave. I'm sorry, I haven't gotten a lot of sleep, so forgive me. But yeah, I had to pick up some trash. There was like old mini American flags. I picked that up. They're all, ripped up and that kind of. There's like one or two, but they're on the ground and ripped up. So I just picked those up and I put some new flags there. And if anyone else, travel through there, maybe do the same thing. Put new flags there, maybe some flowers. I didn't do all that, but. And you'll see in the video, you can see me putting the flags on the ground. I ended up taping it to the poles, as you can see in this picture. So I ended up taping that, and just, do something good for Cooper. He was a great man. And one last thing, probably while I have some pictures rolling in here. When people say the thing about Cooper being a shill, being part of the Illuminati, and all that kind of stuff, I walked around this cemetery, alright? And walking around any cemetery in your local town, or your city, or your neighborhood, or whatever it is, visit any cemetery in the United States. You will know who was a Freemason and who was not. You'll know who was influential, who was a part of the Illuminati, and who was not. Just off their graves. Alright? If you don't know this, you need to do more research into the New World Order. Okay? Cooper's grave, it doesn't have an obelisk. It doesn't have a Freemason symbol. You would think, if he was, wouldn't he have a Freemason burial? Wouldn't his grave be a little bit more flashy? Wouldn't his grave have a headstone at least. Like, think about it. It's just a plot on the ground. Notice the video that I took. The cemetery is filled. Like, the other graves, it actually has headstones. Cooper's grave is just, you can just walk past it, not even know it was a grave. Just a bunch of rocks, you know? So, no, Cooper was not part of the Illuminati. You know by his grave. That's the best way to find out if someone was a part of a secret society or not, is their grave. And Cooper's grave was not marked. Freemasons' graves are marked. Alright? The only thing that's marked on Cooper's grave is that he was a veteran. That's it. And there's a cross on his grave. That's it. So just stop trying to kick a dead man down. He gave his life to freedom. Stop trying to discredit him. He wasn't perfect. I disagree with some of the things he said. Not going to go into that right now. But just stop. Alright, just stop. This whole thinking everyone's a shill. Yes, a lot of people out there are disinformation agents. A lot of people out there are shills. But this whole thing about, and this has been going on for years. I think it died down a little bit nowadays, but in the movement is just this whole thing about calling everyone a shill. Just because someone disagrees with you doesn't mean they're a shill for the Illuminati. Just because someone might be misled in a few topics doesn't mean they're a shill for the Illuminati. Alright, we have to understand this. And I might go into this more and actually rant about it fully in a future video, but just stop attacking the man. He's dead. He gave his life for freedom. He died for freedom. Leave it alone. Alright? That's all I ask. Just leave it alone. His grave was not marked. And that's the biggest indicator of if someone was in a secret society or not. God bless all of you. If you have the chance, check out Cooper's grave. Check out his house. I wouldn't recommend bothering the guy that lives there. No one wants that. Just respect his property. You know, be a good citizen. Respect the town. You know, you're visiting the town. Respect it. You know, common courtesy. Don't make it so if more people do start visiting, they're like, oh, these guys from our dead resident keeps visiting and they can cause. No, be respectful to the town. We don't want anything on our name. Alright? So that's it. God bless you all. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something from it. God bless you all.